present the Hoving Home Choir this year. So I'm just going to open in prayer real quick and then we'll get started, all right? Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this evening, Lord God. Thank you for all these women who just came out today to listen, to participate, to sing, to share. And we just pray, Holy Spirit, come, anoint this time. Open our hearts, our eyes, and our mind, Lord, to hear anything that you have for us today. Individually, Lord God, just that this would be a moment from you, Lord. And again, I just thank you and praise your anointing on in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. And now I'm going to turn it over to Amanda in the Hoving Home.
Hello, everybody. We're very blessed to be here, and we just want to be a blessing to you. My name is Amanda. I am the business office manager at the Hoving Home. I just recently became full-time staff. I myself went through the program. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about us. At the Hoving Home, we just provide a very loving atmosphere for women coming in because many of us, including myself, were addicted to drugs our whole life and just have no clue on how to live another life. So at the Hoving Home, we learn structure. We have a very structured schedule where we have half of our time spent in our Benton Academy, where we learn the Bible and how to apply it to our life. We also do individual readings about some underlying issues that maybe caused us to use drugs, and so we have that half the day. And then the other part of the day is where each lady is actually assigned a job at the home. That can range from housekeeping to maintenance to working in the business office, also helping with our education department. We also have Unshattered, which we have a table out there, but what they do is this is one of our bags. Each lady hand makes a bag from repurposed material, and it's just a really beautiful story behind these bags because it kind of represents us. Like we're repurposed, and God's putting us back together. So like I said, each bag is handmade by a lady, and there's actually each bag gets named after a lady that's still out there, and there's also a scripture that gets sewn into the inside of the bag with a lady's name, so that that it's prayed over, and it just represents somebody that's still struggling and hurting. We have a new program that's going to be starting in January called Lioness and the Lamb, where we're actually going to be able to serve women who are pregnant and have children, up to 2 children under the age of 4. So that's going to be starting in January. Also, we have on our bag table, the choir has put out our first CD. And those CDs are $22, and the reason why they're $22 is because it actually costs $22 for each lady to be in the program each day. If you came in, you probably got one of our highlighters, and inside the highlighter you'll find this blue coupon. So if you fill that out and give it to one of our ladies that will be in the back table after our service, you'll get a gift. And this just, if you put your address on here, you'll get our quarterly highlighter, which is, we have testimonies in here and just what's been going on in the home. So we have that for you. And our choir is going to make their way up, and they're going to be sharing song and testimony with you. And we just really want to bless you. And afterwards, we love to share more in depth with you about our stories and what got us to the Hoving Home and what God's doing in our life. So I just hope you guys are blessed by this. Thank you.
name is John Tell. I'm from the South Bronx, and I'm in my 9th month.
My name is Shari. I'm from Patterson, New Jersey, and I'm in my 11th month.
Good evening, my name is Christina. I'm from South Orange, New Jersey, and I'm in my 5th month.
I'm Eliza. I'm from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I'm in my 10th month.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I just completed 3 months yesterday.
Hi, my name is Daniela. I just completed 10 months. I will be completing 10 months the 3rd of next month, and I am from Queens, New York.
My name is Melissa. I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I'm in my 4th month.
My name is Allison. I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I'm in my 11th month.
My name is Laura from Long Island. I'm in my 10th month.
My name is Saskia Angelo from Albany, New York, and I'm in my 13th month.
My name is Zoe. I'm from Boston, Mass, and I'm in my 12th month.
My name is Tanya. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and I'm in my 9th month. On sounds up in the balcony, we have Dariana. She's in her 3rd month, and she's from Boston, Massachusetts. Worcester, Massachusetts.
Hi, my name is Barbara. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Bronx, New York. I grew up in a cultured home, Roman Catholic faith, very traditional home. Having manners and always showing respect was very important. I grew up with a mother, father, 2 older brothers, and 1 little sister. I had a pretty normal childhood until about the age of 12 when I was sexually assaulted by someone very close to me. I was hurt and I was felt very betrayed. That person now actually has been removed from my life. He was sent to prison for 5 years due to an unrelated charge and was deported. In 2012, my family and I decided to move to Westchester County, where my life spiraled out of control. I met the man I would spend the next 7 years with, and throughout those 7 years, I just hit rock bottom. I've been to many jails and I was numerous detoxes. In 2016, I actually had an accidental overdose due to heroin and Xanax, and it placed me in a coma for 1 month. And when I woke up from that coma, I saw my mom, my brother, and my sister standing there crying and telling me that this is the worst overdose. Due to that overdose, I suffered with short-term memory loss. But by the grace of God, today I can remember each lady's name at the home. My mom heard of the Hoving Home through my friend, Christina, she was at the home. And a couple days later, I entered the home on October 12th last year. Since being at the home, I've been fully restored, and I'm so thankful. I have a relationship again with my family, and they trust me, and it's a lot for my family to trust me, and I'm so thankful for that. My future plans are to work with children with disabilities and to show them that there is a way. And my future plans are to, the scripture I'll leave you with is Luke 1:37. For nothing is impossible with God. Amen.
Oh,
met, married, and worked in a Camp Hill community in England before moving to South Africa, where they worked in another Camp Hill, had my brother, and 5 years later adopted me. Camp Hill is a worldwide organization for mentally handicapped people. I had a very free and beautiful childhood growing up. I went to a Waldorf school, which is a private school that strives to develop pupils' intellectual, artistic, and practical skills in an integrated and holistic manner. When I was about to turn 11 years old, my family decided to move to another Camp Hill in Quebec, New York. So we came to visit, and then while our stuff was being shipped to the States, we went on a 5-month sabbatical traveling Europe. My parents got divorced when I was in high school, and I started smoking and drinking and partying a bit. In 2014, I moved in with my dad after having lived in Maine for a year, and I was working, but then I met a new crowd of people in Albany, a bad crowd of people, and I lost myself to drugs for about 2 years before coming to home. I remember a day in November. I remember a day in November of 2017, and it just hit me how lost and how depressed and so desperately lonely I was. So I cried out to my mother, and we found out about the home through a family friend who'd been donating to the home for about 40 years. So I came to the home on November 24th of 2017. Since coming to the home, I'd say the biggest thing for me is that I've accepted Jesus Christ into my heart. He has relieved me from that depression and that, that crippling loneliness that I felt. My future plans are to complete the program. I'm going to live in Completers, work, and just wait for God to light a fire in my belly of passion for some work that I can do for His glory. The scripture I leave you with is Psalm 16:11. Thou dost show me the path of life, and in thy presence there is fullness of joy, and at thy right hand are pleasures forevermore. Thank you.
If 17-year addiction. I was born in the South Bronx section of New York City. Both of my parents have been married for 36 years. But yet at the age of 6, a family friend, who I thought was a family friend, so did my family, molested me. And then that went on from 6 to 7 and to 8. And because I didn't say anything to my family and I didn't let anybody know what was going on, I just became very angry and I became very bitter. And when I did finally let my mother know, by then I was about 10, 11 years old, and I was pretty much done, and I was heartbroken. And so I turned to all the wrong people at such a young age, just looking for love in all the wrong places. And it turned my life upside down, because at the age of 12, I started smoking cigarettes, then I started drinking. By the time I was 14, I was already sniffing cocaine, and I was a full-blown alcoholic. I left my house officially at the age of 15. I left for good. I didn't return back home until I was 20. I am a mother of 4 beautiful children. My oldest 3 is with my mom. I actually had a chance to see them today. And my youngest is in Connecticut. But my life spiraled out of control because I was going from relationship to relationship thinking that's what I needed, when reality was I needed God. But I didn't accept it at that time. And so I was broken and I was bitter and I was angry, and I just continued to be a full-blown alcoholic until I met my youngest daughter's father, who introduced me to crack cocaine. And for the next 4 years, I just watched everything in my life disappear. I watched every part of my life become shattered. And I was lonely and I was upset, and even he didn't want me. And so I did go to one rehab, and I was sober for a little while, but it didn't keep me sober forever, because I was only clean. I wasn't saved. And so finally, after my father and my mother, I started living back home again, they had enough of my in and outs, running and leaving for a week and coming back and just trying to be a part of a family, but I wasn't really there. My father had released me for 30 days and told me that I needed to just get it together. So for 30 days I lived on the street. And it wasn't until 2 weeks after living out there on the streets that something broke in my spirit, and I just cried out to God. I had enough. I was just done, and I just wanted to live because I was dying. And so finally, when the 30 days was over, I came home and I told my family, I said, I need help. But I don't need just any help, I need God. And that's when they found the Hoving Home. After maybe 3 weeks after doing an intake, I finally came in, and I am in so much joy and so much peace, and I'm just excited about what God is going to do next, and I don't even know what's coming. But I just can't wait, because I've been freed, and that's just a place I've never experienced in 17 years. So the scripture I leave you with is Isaiah 43:25. And that's even I am he who blots out your transgressions for my sake and remembers your sins no more. Amen.
come from Long Island with a family of 4. I'm the youngest. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. We had a pretty much a normal upbringing. Brought up in a Roman Catholic family. We went to church like every other Sunday or every 3 Sundays, but we managed to get there. We went a lot of family vacations and holidays were always a big deal. I graduated high school, then I went to cosmetology school and got my license, and I've been working as a hairdresser ever since. I met my husband in my early 20s, a professional bowler, and the lifestyle was just a lot of traveling, a lot of socializing, a lot of drinking, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed drinking a lot, so this was perfect for me. And plus my job was also entailed a lot of drinking. So pretty much that's what I did a lot. So I got married. I had my daughter when I was 35. So, but a little late. My mom and dad. My mom had a brain aneurysm, and my father, his health was deteriorating. So I started to care for them both, and it was a lot of stress. And of course, drinking was always my thing to relieve the stress that I was going through. And in the midst of all that, my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, a rare form of leukemia, and that crushed my world. So my mom passed, and my father passed, and then I just was out of control, basically drinking. I'm just a little nervous. So I attempted to go to many rehabs. Actually, I went to a Catholic rehab up in Saranac Lake, New York. I was there for 3 months, and on the way home from there, on a bus, I stopped at the first gas station. What I do is picked up beer and I started drinking immediately. So there was just no stopping me from drinking. Until one of my friends, who's a Christian friend, told me about the Hoving Home. So I went, and 1 week I wound up on the steps, broken, shaken, and I never lost my daughter, thank God, but she was still very sick, so I didn't really want to leave her, but I knew I had to go for some help, because I went to the doctor, and he had told me I had cirrhosis of the liver, and I had 6 months to live, that if I didn't stop drinking, I was not going to make it. It wasn't 6 months. So I figured, well, I think it's time for me to go get help. So when I got to the Hoving Home, I was totally broken and shaken, like I said, and I've been there now for 10 months, and my life has totally changed. Totally, I'm at peace. I never felt so free. I went home on a pass. I was home for 3 days. My daughter had a bone marrow aspiration. I've been having every church pray for her, and she is now freed. After 6 years of leukemia, she's free of leukemia. Jesus, I know that was a miracle. If anything, that was a miracle. My daughter is free from cancer. She's still on chemo, but she's really doing great. She's an A+ student going to NYU. She's on honor roll. She's blessed. Thank God. But so my future plans now is to I want to go home. My sister-in-law's brother is a pastor at a church on Long Island. I want to minister to women my age and say that there's definitely a way out. Through Jesus, you can stop anything. When I went on pass, it grossed me out to look at a drink. I went to the restaurants that, my husband also, he's a wine connoisseur, which didn't help me much. So the restaurants, we go out to many restaurants. I went to one of the restaurants, I was like, I gotta leave. I can't do this anymore. So it's just something that my whole life is gonna have to change. And the scripture I leave you with is Joshua 9. Be courageous, be brave, and you're never alone. God is always with you. Amen.
Everything you've got for me.
You're making this life so beautiful, so beautiful. Every day I rise, I wake up to find you're surrounding me with endless mercy. You renew my mind, you're bringing me to life, oh God. And you changed me from what I used to be. Open my eyes, now I can see. You're making this life so beautiful. And you changed me from what I used to be. Open my eyes, now I can see. You're making this life so beautiful. So beautiful. It's only you that can make this life so beautiful. So beautiful. You are making this life so beautiful.
Wow, that was amazing. You guys just, peeled off those layers and revealed very vulnerable aspects in your life, and I know, and it's shown how difficult that can be. And we just really appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much for being vulnerable, for being open. We all have stories to tell, and there are testimonies within our own group, I'm sure, and just hearing you and making yourselves available to us will hopefully prompt ourselves to be able to share our stories and to encourage one another. I would like to, I don't know, I know you guys have this format and everything, but can we pray for these girls? Just kind of come up. Can we pray for you guys? Can we just come up and so let's come on up, ladies. Let's surround these girls and let's pray for them. Seeing how God is working in your lives, like God is victorious, and we have Him here in our presence, seeing how God is working in your lives. So praise God. So we're just going to pray for you. Yeah, thank you for coming. So come on up. Let's surround these guys. Come on in, girls. Let's pray for these guys. Just put yourselves among us. Doris, come on the the fellowship hall there. There's hot chocolate and coffee and tea and dessert. So we'll take that party